Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be taking a look at all the books that I have bought in the recent months. So grab a snack, grab a drink, because this is going to be a long one. So I was looking at my channel today and just looking at the videos that I have done, prior to this last one that I filmed, which was, I believe, a wrap up. Because since uploading my last video, which was a week ago, prior to that, it had been a month since I filmed. So I was just refreshing myself on all the videos that I have uploaded, recently. And I realized that I have not uploaded a book haul since September, which was my birthday book haul, which is insane to me because I thought I was uploading a damn book haul every month and that I was just missing 2 months. But no, that's not the case. It's been 6 months. So we're going to do a book haul today. It's going to be a large one because we're doing a book haul from January until now, until March. It is the last week of March and I don't plan on buying any more books, so I'm like, let's just do a book haul. We're gonna do month by month. We're gonna start off with January. If you guys don't know, I usually do my book hauls. Let me remind you, because it's been so long that you probably don't know how I do them. I usually start with my bookish subscription services and then I go from there. So I do my book of the month and my nightworms first, and then we go through the rest of the books that I got, whether I purchased them or they were sent by the publisher or author. So starting off with January's book of the month, in January, I ended up getting 4 books. I know, a bit excessive, but be proud of me because we're gonna skip ahead to March really quick. I didn't get a box this month. I didn't pick any books. I skipped it. Very proud of myself. But either way, just with January's book of the month, I have enough books for the next 4 months. But don't judge me. I always tell you that. So usually for book of the month, you can get your pick for the month, and then you get 2 add-ons, so you could get a total of 3 books. But for January, the BFF, if you're a BFF, which just means, a level of, if you've gotten a book of the month for 12 months, I believe it is, you become BFF, and then you get like different perks. And one of the perks is that you can get a book of the year choice. So they always come up with like 4 or 5 choices for the book of the year, and then they pick the winner from that. I ended up picking The Vanishing Half, which was the winner for 2020. This has been on my TBR since January and February and this month, and I still have not read it. So hopefully April is the winner. I'm dying to read this. I actually got the audiobook for this as well, so I'm really looking forward to this. I've heard amazing things. And then the next 3 books that I got were from January's picks. I didn't get any of the old backlog picks that they have, so I ended up getting The Push, The Dating Plan. I know, not my usual book, not my usual genre, but you guys know I like to mix in my genres. I do read mostly horror, but I like to sprinkle in a little bit of everything. And usually for the spring and summer, I like to sprinkle in some rom-coms, whatever. And then I got The Survivors by Jane Harper. Again, I haven't read any of these, which I should have. Getting into the nightworms for January, we got 3 Grindhouse Press books. I have read all of these. Proud of myself. I actually tried to do a nightworms reading vlog, but that didn't happen. So we got Paradise Club by Tim Mayer. Loved this. This is not in any wrap up because, as you guys know, as I stated in my past video, in my previous video, I didn't film a January book a January wrap up, and this was in January. I loved this so much. I ended up giving it 5 stars. If you're looking for a good summer horror, this is it right here. We also got Merciless by Brian Smith, 5 stars. I ended up giving that book. And we also had Horrorama, which is just a collection of 3 novelettes. So this was really good as well. I'm pretty pleased with January's Nightworm box. I liked all the books. Next, I did get 5 books from either publishers or authors. And then we'll get into what I bought for the month of January, which was only 3 books. So I got sent all of these for review. I have read some. I haven't read some of these, and I'm working on most of these. The first book that I received from the author was Take Your Turn, Teddy by Haley Newland. I actually talk about this in my February wrap-up, so I will link that down below. But this was excellent. I gave it 5 stars. Then the author of The Fragile Keepers, which is Natalie Pinter, so kindly generally send me this book for review. I haven't read this one yet. I did have it on my TBR for this month for March, but I'm not going to be able to make it. I will definitely read it in April. It's a dark fae novel, so I'm really looking forward to this one. Then the author of Alex 6 contacted me for his book, Vince Taplin. I do have this set also for April. Then I received Betty by Tiffany McDaniel from the author herself. This book is said to be like a heartbreaker, like a soul crusher, so I'm looking forward to this. Again, this is another book I wanted to get to in March, but I couldn't, so it is priority for April. I'm dying to get my heart torn out. And then the last book that I got from the publisher, which was Silver Shamrock Publishing, was Clementine's Awakening by Jennifer Salsey. This is another book that I did include in my February wrap-up, and I also have a side-by-side review of this for the Nightworms blog with my friend Rochelle, so I'm going to link that down below as well so you can see multiple views of this book. But I really enjoyed this, and I know I talked about wanting to go to Savannah after reading this book. We went to Savannah this week, you guys. It was not this week, this week, it's only Monday. Last week, we went to Savannah and I got to see all the places that were mentioned in this book, and it was just so fantastic. But that's not what this video is about. I just wanted to share that with you guys.
Let's make the video longer.
And then the final 3 books are books that I have bought myself. So you see, I did really good. Besides my book of the month, I did really good with my spending because given this would have been 2020, this would have been more like 15 books. The first book that I bought is The Dangers of Smoking in Bed by Mariana Enriquez. This is a collection of short stories, and that cover it just screamed out to me when I saw it on my friend's Instagram, so I had to buy it. Then I also bought Campfire Macabre, which is a collection of short stories, and I think my friend has a story in here, and that's why I ended up buying it. Yes, my friend does have a short story in here, and that's why I ended up buying it. I can't wait to read this, hopefully soon, because you know how bad I am with short story collections. And then the last book that I bought for January was Dawn of the Living Impaired by Christine Morgan. This was a book that I had seen on Death Head Press's Instagram, and I fell in love with the cover and had to buy it. I'm in the middle of reading this one right now, so don't have much thoughts, but this is not a wrap-up, so why am I talking about what I think about the books? Moving on to February. I ended up getting 2 book of the month books. The first one being Honey Girl, and then the next one being Girl A by Abigail Dean. I haven't read any of these, but you know, I'm looking forward to them. And then in our Nightworms February box, we ended up getting Wisteria Cottage, have not read yet. Antioch by Jessica Leonard. Wow, you guys. And Tiny Nightmares, which is very short tales of horror. Haven't read any of these. I got a couple of sweet gifts in the month of February from a few friends, so let's get through those. My friend Janelle ended up sending me a couple of books that she had doubles of, which I'm super thankful for. Thank you so much, Janelle, if you are watching this. She sent me If I Disappear by Eliza Jane Brazier. I mean, this cover is amazing, and yeah, I haven't heard great things about this one though. And then she also sent me an arc of The Echo Wife, again because she got multiples of them, and I'm currently reading this one. I'm in the middle of this one. I'm like, I don't know, 4 chapters away from finishing, and I'm really enjoying it. This is the Stacks of Strange March pick, so super excited. Thank you so much, Janelle. That was so sweet of you. And then my friend Eleni sent me a Valentine's Day gift with a bunch of other things. And she got me like this gold rose, this black and gold rose that is so beautiful. And she sent me the book Steamed by Katie McAllister. This is a book that I've had on my wish list only because of the cover, and it's because it's like steampunkish, which I just love steampunk things. So really excited. I mean, look at that cover. It's so cute. And then in February, I sort of dropped the ball a little bit, whereas in January, I only bought 3 books. In February, it was more like 13 books. But it's okay. Let's go through them quickly. I ended up buying The Real Lolita. I am so intrigued by the story. I know a lot of people don't like it because it is an age gap story. It is a true story, and I'm just fascinated by it. I also bought The Cousins, the cover dying. I bought A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and if I'm not mistaken, I did talk about this in my February wrap-up because this was February's Buddy Reads to Die For book. I will have that video linked down below and up above on the cards. I also got Shipped, which is a romance kind of novel that I'm excited for. I got A Court of Frost and Starlight, which I believe is book number 4. I haven't read this one yet. This is up next in my favorite journey. I ended up buying A Heart So Fierce and Broken. I did love the first book, and then I sort of forgot about the series. I think the 3rd book is already out, but I need to hurry up and catch up. I ended up buying The Sanatorium twice. I bought this one in February without knowing that it was going to be our March Nightworms box. So I have an extra copy of this that I might have a giveaway for on my Instagram. So if you don't know, I always have my Instagram link down below. If you want to catch this giveaway, go follow me over there. So you got a spoiler alert for March for the Nightworms. I ended up also getting A Cuban Girl's Guide to Tea and Tomorrow. I was raised around Cubans, Hialeah, Florida. My stepdad was Cuban. My husband is Cuban. I love my Cubans. So I had to get this book, and I am so excited to read it, hopefully next month. I ended up getting After All I've Done by Minna Hardy. My friend Tally ended up listening to the audiobook through NetGalley, and she said it was really, really good. So I just bought a copy because why not? I ended up buying What Big Teeth by Rose Zabo. I talk about this in my February wrap-up. Disappointment, but this cover is amazing. This was the Stacks of Strange February pick. And the last 2 books that I bought is I actually bought through the author's website, which I usually don't do. I never go through an author's website and buy their books, but I'm so glad I did because one of them came with a bookmark and they both came signed and personalized because... So the first one is The Visitor, and they're both by Sergio Gomez, obviously, because I bought it on his website. And it came with this little alien bookmark. Super excited to read this. This is a little novella. And then I also bought The Toy Maker. I've heard great things about this. This is more of a chunker. It is also signed and personalized. And I'm hoping to get to this one in April. Again, I heard amazing things and creepy. So I'm excited. And now let's move on to the books that I bought this month, which is March. I'm caught up, you guys. I did do a little bit of shopping for this month, and I'm actually waiting for my last book purchase to get here. Hopefully it gets here before this video is over. If not, I'll just add the picture of it. I barely have room here to sit down. All right, so moving on to March. No book of the month. Yay me! But we do have Nightworms. You already saw that I, I bought a dupe of a book that came in our Nightworms March box. And then we also got Later by Stephen King in our Nightworms March box. And so I bought my own Nightworms box before getting my Nightworms box, which is crazy. Again, I'm gonna be giving one of these away, so go follow if you don't, so that you can enter to win either the Sanatorium or Later. Moving on to some books that I did receive from publishers. From Cork Books, it is a Nightworms book party, and it is Whisper Down the Lane by Clay McLeod Chapman. I've never heard of this author. I'm so glad that we're doing this as part of a Nightworms book party, but super excited for this. Cork Books has amazing horror books. I also did receive Howl's from Hell, which is a horror anthology. There's a bunch of stories in here. I am currently reading this one and I'm by the 4th story, and it is, all 4 stories have been amazing. I also did receive from Cork Books Spark and the Grand Sleuth by Robert Rapino. I actually did receive the first book as well from them, so they sent me the sequel. The rest of the books are from Silver Shamrock Publishing. I'm so grateful to them because I'm always getting packages of their books, and I have read some and I haven't read other ones. The first one that I got is From Death Reborn by Kenneth Kane. I also got The Devil's Mistress by David Barclay. They also sent over Farallon Island, which is a little short book that I'm hoping to get to in April. But the one that I'm most excited for, that I cannot wait to crack open, is Malignant Summer by Tim Mayer. You guys saw me haul Paradise Club, which we got in our January's Nightworms box. I loved that book so much. The writing was so excellent. I do own a couple of his other books. So I'm just so excited to expand on this author's works because, like I said, I loved Paradise Club so much. It was such an easy, fun, but twisted read, and I can't wait to see what this one is about. Look at this cover, you guys. Sick. So excited. It is a brick of a book, so I'm looking forward to this one in April. And then, of course, I did a little bit of shopping, but I also received some books from friends as well. Eleni sent me another package. Thank you so much, Eleni, if you're watching this. You are just always the sweetest and always spoiling me. She got me 2 books off of my wish list. The first one being Dollhouse by John Hunt, and the second one is The Quiet Ones by Brandon Macy. Don't know what these are about. I read the synopsis at one point, obviously, because it made it to my wish list, but now I can't remember what they're about. And then I got another package from my wish list from the sweet Maisha over on Instagram. She's booked and busy. I will link her Instagram down below, as well as Eleni's, but you guys should already know Eleni's Instagram because I'm always tagging her in whatever book hauls I do. But Maisha did send me 2 books. I had commented on her Instagram how I was dying to read J.T. Ellison's new book. I love J.T. Ellison. I've read the majority of her books. I think the only one that I haven't read is Tear Me Apart. But either way, this is her newest book that came out a couple weeks ago, or last week, or the week before that. I think it was the week before that. And she sent it to me along with another book from my wish list, which is The Witch Hunter by Max Seek. So really excited to jump into these 2 thrillers. And then the rest I shopped for myself. So as I told you guys, we did go to Savannah last week, and I did purchase a couple of books from a few indie bookstores that I went to. I love the bookstores there. But the first one I bought at the Book Lady in Savannah, and it is Of Love and Other Demons by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. First off, I bought this because of the cover. I've never read anything by this author before, but this cover is so beautiful that I had to bring it with me. And then I ended up finding a little set of the Stephen King, The Green Mile. These are all by parts of the book. And I've never read this book, and I saw these, and I just, you know, I wanted to show support to the other bookstore that I went to. I can't remember that bookstore's name, but I will link both of them down below. But it was such a cute little used bookstore. It was so cozy in there. And my husband actually saw these, and I had to snag them up because I've been wanting to read this for some time. And I love Stephen King mass paperback editions. I don't know why, but I just do. So those are the only books I bought while I was on vacation. The next book that I bought, I actually bought again from an author's website. I saw Brianna Morgan's Blood and Water on her Instagram, and I saw this cover and I was like, I need to have it. So I bought it straight from her website, and it came signed. Thank you so much. Then I ended up buying Untamed Shore by Silvia Moreno Garcia. This is the April Buddy Reads to Die For book. Look at that cover. I don't know what this is about, but that cover is majestic. All of Silvia Moreno Garcia's books are beautiful covers. I wanted to get the hardcover of this, which is completely different. This cover seems so like, it seems dark and ominous, but so summery and like a muted bright color layout to it, if that makes sense. But the hardcover has like a shark, and it's like very simple. It was like white with a shark and some red on it. I'll try to add it somewhere in here. And I wanted that cover more, believe it or not, as simple as it was. Then one of my pre-orders came in. This just released this month. And it's my heart. It's book 2 to Fable, which is Namesake. This is also signed and personalized. I ended up pre-ordering this one from the same place that I ordered Fable from, which is Malaprop's bookstore in North Carolina. I'm dying to visit that bookstore. And the final book for this book haul that I bought was Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. I have bought this book in preparation of going to Savannah. And my plan was to start it before going and then finish it there, or start it there. I read 2 pages while I was there and I didn't read anymore. I didn't do much reading on vacation. I just spent time with my husband traveling and taking pictures and walking. So I didn't get to read this. I did, the point of buying this was because I wanted to take a tour and go through the Mercer house and the Bonaventure cemetery and go see the girl that's on the cover. But I didn't do my research correctly, and apparently when I wanted to go do all of these things, everything was closed. The museum was closed, the house was closed. It was on a Wednesday and I didn't know that they closed. I wish I would have researched it beforehand and gone on Tuesday, but I didn't get to do none of those things, but it's okay because we are planning on going back. We fell in love with the city, and hopefully I'll get this book read by the next time that I go so I can go take all those tours. So that's it, you guys. That was my hour-long book haul video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you've read any of these, if any of these are on your TBR, your thoughts. What are the last 5 books that you bought? Let me know down below. Let's chat books. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.